We don't have a lot of time to cover this lesson today, and that's exactly what we're going to learn how to say. Not very. If it's your first time here, my name's Andy. At Tokini Andy, I like to create and also stream Japanese lessons, as well as sharing what it's like to actually live in Japan. If that's something you'd be interested in, please consider subscribing. It's Thursday, which means that it's 3-Minute Thursdays, which is where I try to teach you an important grammar point from a dictionary of basic Japanese grammar in just 3 minutes. So buckle in, it's time to get started. Whoosh! Today's grammar point is AMARI, which means not very. So here's the Romaji version of AMARI, as well as the Hiragana version, AMARI. AMARI. There is no kanji for this one, so it's pretty easy to write out and read. AMARI means not very much, or not very. Now the reason not is within parentheses is because it can be used to mean just very much or very, but we'll cover that a little bit later. AMARI is actually an adverb, and it's used in negative sentences to mean not very much, as in manju wo ammari tabenai. I don't eat manju very much or very often, or I don't eat very much manju. Ammari is generally just used in negative sentences like this, and it means not very. Now I have to mention that in conversation, ammari is often pronounced as anmari. So even though usually the hiragana is pronounced as it sounds like an N. In reality, during conversation, it often sounds like a an sound. So ammari is a very common way of pronouncing amari in conversation. Written out, it's usually written as ammari. For example, using our last sentence, manju wo ammari tabenai. Ammari tabenai. It's not anmari tabenai, it's ammari tabenai. So let's jump into these examples and try to keep this lesson under 3 minutes. So our first example is Nihonjin wa sugoku amai mono ga ammari suki janai. Japanese people don't like super sweet stuff very much. This is true. Most Japanese people I know can't eat American candy or chocolate because it's just too sweet. So Nihonjin wa sugoku amai mono ga ammari suki janai. Our next example is Kino wa ammari yoku nakatta na. Yesterday wasn't very good. Notice I used an there just because I'm writing it out as it would be in conversation. Ammari yoku nakatta na. Our last example here is boku wa ammari hayaku oyogenai. I can't swim very fast. Boku wa ammari hayaku oyogenai. So notice that ammari comes before the adjective and the verb here. And it always comes before the adjective and the verb, so please keep that in mind. Ammari can sometimes be used in positive sentences to mean very or too much, right? With 2 O's. But it's got a sort of negative connotation to it. Our first example is ammari shitsurei na koto o itta no de okotta. They said very rude things. So, no de, I got angry. Shitsurei na koto is like rude things. Koto is things, shitsurei is rude. So, shitsurei na koto means rude things. So, ammari shitsurei na koto yutta no de okotta. And in this case, I'm saying I got angry. It could be about someone else. It depends on the context, obviously. Our final example is Kyou no lesson wa ammari nagaku nakatta ne. Today's lesson wasn't too long, right? I think we even kept it within 3 minutes. But if you want to learn more Japanese grammar, there's a playlist right over here that I think is going to be really helpful for you. And if you want to be the first to know when more of these lessons come out, make sure you hit the subscribe button and the bell right next to it. And I'll see you next time. Thanks! Whoosh!